Howdy doody, everybody. It's your pal, Drewsif. Today we're taking a look at Gojira Mixwave Mario Duplantier. That's right, everybody. It is a new drum instrument for contact and also for slate trigger. But we're looking at the contact instrument today. This is a relatively new brand on the scene, Mixwave. They're coming in hitting hard, just going straight in with some Gojira drum recordings here. This is a bit of a more minimalistic sort of approach to a kit. Like a lot of the drum samplers you'll see nowadays have like 70 snares and 500 kick drums and stuff. So this is pretty much just one kit with a couple of different snare drums and an alternate china on the left. But honestly, it's recorded so well and it's processed so well that you don't really need anything else. Let's take a listen to how it sounds in a mix, and then we will come back in and jump into the nitty-gritty. Thank you very much for looking at a video of my laptop for 4 minutes. Let's take a look at this instrument. Here we are with our first view here. I've loaded up the Rune kit preset, although I've done some mixing edits of my own since. Let's take a listen to what we got here. So I currently have the alternate china open, but this is the standard china on the left there. But I like that little Wuhan kind of. And we have 3 different snares. So we have our bell brass, which is, you know, the world sought after snare drum. We've got a little wood snare. And we've got our SLP snare. For today, sticking with bell brass. Let's just jump into it, guys. All right. We got our drums running. Let's take a look at the mix window. So as you can see, this is one of the more impressive mix windows, at least in my opinion, that you'll see in a contact instrument. Very full featured. We've got our separate channels. Kick snare, rack tom 2, floor tom, overhead, and room. And then if you jump down here to cymbals, you have your separate cymbal channels, hi-hat, ride, splash, china 1, china 2, and plate. As you would expect, you can also route all of these different channels out to their own channel, so you can get real surgical and twiddle those knobs to your heart's content. But just to kind of show it off, today I'm just running out of one stereo channel. So yeah, the first thing I want to talk about is the mix and boost switch. So this is essentially our processed versus unprocessed switch. So if you switch this off, and I have this little link button engaged, so I just turned it off for every channel. So absolutely nothing is pre-processed now, and we get a little bit of this. We hit the mix switch and we get pre-processed samples. And then just to go the extra mile, give it a little extra oomph, we can hit the boost, which adds in a couple of special little sample reinforcements, and that gives us our signature Mario Duplantier sound. We also have a snare reverb, snare shimmer, and tom reverb channel, which you can switch off, turn up and down, and also route to whichever channel you may desire. Let's say snare only here. Little tuning knob. So shockingly, I think you can guess what that's doing there. We also have a link button. So you can actually tune the entire kit higher or lower. So that's fun. I could see that being really interesting for like lo-fi, or if you just solo out your rooms or something. Now let's take a look at our envelope. Exactly what you'd expect out of an envelope. You can change your attack, your hold, and your decay. So if for some reason you want to slow your attack on your snare drum, you can do that. Shorten down that decay there. Also, you can set it to only specific bits. You click over here. So if you want your room to, you could do like a 80s style gated room. I quite appreciate that under the channels themselves, you can actually change the individual microphones. So as you can see, I have the room microphone turned way up. So we get that great big room sound there. With your kick, you've got in and out, overhead and room. Snare, top and bottom, overhead and room. Rack tom, obviously this is just our direct, and then we have our sends to overhead and room. I think it's pretty much self-explanatory from there. You have your solo, mute, you can invert phase, and then you can pan. The cymbal section is essentially the exact same thing as the drum section. It's just faders for the cymbals. A very impressive little bit here. We have included a compressor, an EQ, and a tape emulation. Let's take a listen. We can do a little bit of parallel compression. And you can go real hard on this guy. I'm just gonna leave him right in the middle there. Next to that is our EQ. As you can see, I didn't end up doing much of anything. I pulled down our highs just the very littlest bit. And our tape emulation, which I'm using to snip off just the very littlest bit there. You can pull your tone back. So that's a great way right there. Let's say pull your tone back, bump up that tape emulation, and then let's jump over here and drop our tuning for everything. And there you go. There's your lo-fi drums right there, even though they're playing a metal drum MIDI right now, but that's, you know, that's the idea. All right, so I've just routed a new channel so that we can take a listen to the snare reverb, snare shimmer, and tom reverb tracks. So here is our snare reverb, which is essentially that little gated reverb I was talking about. And a little snare shimmer. That one's real quiet in the mix. Our tom reverb. Oh yeah. From there, we jump on over to MIDI mapping page. You have two different mapping options for all of your hits here. You can hit the little learn button and then hit your note and it will grab the note and that will be the one. You can audition right here. We got rims for all the toms, tons and tons and tons of hi-hat articulations. And something I really, really appreciate is the manual choke. A lot of drum samplers will have the cymbal choke. So you still have the hit and then the choke like this. Whereas this has a manual choke, so you can hit your cymbal key, which triggers your cymbal. And then after you do that, you can manually tell it when to play the choke sound so that you can have custom length cymbal chokes. Very cool. Love that. 10 out of 10. Excellent work, Mixwave. Thank you so much. And then over here, we've got our sticks and our plate. All in all, excellent work from Mixwave. If you're looking for some great drum samples that sound amazing with no effort, this is where you should be looking. Awesome work. Thank you again, Mixwave, for sending this over to me. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please consider hitting the like button, subscribe, ring the bell, blah, 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 blah. You're beautiful. I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.